Hello Internet, my name is Brink and welcome to my quick start guides. Today we're going to look at one of my favorite tanks, the Brewmaster. This isn't a full deep dive, see it as a core rotation guide, providing you with the foundation you need to start in Midnight. This video will help you understand how the spec works and get you quickly comfortable at the start of every season in this expansion. No homework, no spreadsheets, just the important knowledge you need to start tanking as a Brewmaster. Quick heads up, during this video my voice sounds a bit rough. That's flu season plus a toddler doing its thing. I tried to tank it, mitigate it, even kite it, but that debuff still went through. So I do hope you enjoyed this guide. For this video, we'll be focusing strictly on the Master of Harmony Brewmaster rotation and how it works together with a few important talents. This way you get a clear understanding of what is happening and why. So why Master of Harmony? Master of Harmony is looking really strong after the latest tuning, especially when it comes down to single target damage. And don't get me wrong, it can still handle AoE just fine, but that's really where Shadowpan shines. Master of Harmony, on the other hand, absolutely pumps on single target. This single target damage can be valuable in raids and certain Midnight Mplus situations, where burning down priority targets quickly really matters. So maybe Flurry Strikes isn't your favorite brew, and you rather lean into the big Tiger Palm damage instead. If you like the idea of storing up your vitality, then unleashing it in a massive burst towards enemies in front of you, showing off green wings while doing so, and also having 2 charges of Celestial Brew, then Mastery of Harmony might be exactly the playstyle you're looking for. The first thing an old monk would notice is that Rising Sun Kick and Weapons of Order are gone. Chi Burst is still there for you to use when you need a global to press or want to pull something from a distance. Important spec talents, Exploding Keg has been made more impactful. Not just increasing damage, now also resets the cooldown on Keg Smash. You also have 2 additional talents, Fuel on the Fire and Empty the Cellar, that are meant to make Exploding Keg even more impactful. The problem is that Exploding Keg sits on a 1-minute cooldown, so investing 3 talent points into it just doesn't feel worth it. There are simply stronger and more consistent options elsewhere in the tree. Celestial Brew versus Celestial Infusion, the last one being a new addition. It's a choice between absorbing a big chunk of incoming damage at once, up to 60k, or you have a constant stream of damage and you mitigate that with 30%, up to 68k, both on a 45-second cooldown. The Blackout Combo talent now interacts with Keg Smash and Tiger Palm, making it easier to execute. Blackout Combo now has these 2 combinations. Blackout Kick and Tiger Palm increases 100% damage on Tiger Palm, your filler, or Blackout Kick and Keg Smash, giving you a 2-second CDR on all your brews. Salsa Bim's Strength resets the cooldown on Breath of Fire after your Keg Smash. Facepalm increases your damage of Tiger Palm by 100% and provides a small CDR. Counter-Strike. When you dodge, your Tiger Palm or Spinning Crane Kick deals 100% additional damage. Now for the Apex, called Bring Me Another. Bring Me Another is a passive damage-focused Apex talent that enhances your brew abilities without really changing your rotation. When you use brew like Purifying Brew or Celestial Brew, you have a chance to generate an empty barrel. Your next Keg Smash throws that barrel, dealing extra physical damage and bouncing it to additional enemies. The supporting nodes increase that barrel damage and can reset Keg Smash and even make it free to cast. The Capstone also adds a small group benefit. Using Fortifying Brew or Celestial Brew or Celestial Infusion grants you and nearby allies a healing over time effect when they take damage. Overall, it passively boosts your damage and adds minor group healing without changing how you normally play. The animation isn't as spectacular as your Flurry Strikes. Let's start with your core mechanics. At the heart of your gameplay is stagger. This ability delays a portion of your damage you take. Your job is to manage that delayed damage using brews in your kit, which clears big chunks of your stagger, or incoming damage pool would be another word for it. It's important to understand, stagger is not damage reduction by itself. While it prevents you from taking the full hit immediately, you will still take that damage over time if you don't purify it. Proper brew management is what turns stagger into real survivability. To strengthen stagger, you maintain your shuffle buff. This is now also applied by Keg Smash. It used to be just Blackout Kick. Blackout Kick is still important as it still applies 3 seconds of shuffle. And through your mastery, Elusive Brawler, it increases your dodge chance, helping you out to avoid some of that incoming damage. I don't want to dive too deep into defensives and advanced min-maxing in this video, but if this video reaches 500 likes, I'll make a full deep dive, covering defensives, aggro and other tips, showing you how to really optimize everything. Instead of memorizing a fixed order of buttons to press, it's much more useful to understand what your rotation actually means. The goal here isn't to help you memorize an order of spells, it's to provide you with an understanding what it is your abilities are doing and why you're pressing them. First, your resource is energy. This regenerates passively over time. So you're not a builder spender, you're more of an efficient spender. Keg Smash has 2 charges. It does damage to your main target and splash damage to surrounding targets. And it removes their movement speed. Deals reduced damage beyond 5 targets and it applies shuffle. Lowers your cooldown on your brews and resets cooldown on your Breath of Fire. And your next Vivify is free. The lowering of the cooldown is because of Blackout combo and only activated if you use Blackout Kick first. Keg Smash then lowers the cooldown on your brews by 2 seconds, and that's for all your brews. That's already a lot happening, making your Keg Smashes pretty important. Blackout Kick costs no energy, does moderate damage and grants 3 seconds of shuffle, increases your dodge chance and is your Blackout combo enabler. Tiger Palm costs 25 energy, does moderate damage and reduces cooldowns on your brews by 1 second. Damage and CDR can be increased by talents. Spinning Brink Kick. Physical damage over 1.5 seconds to all enemies within 8 yards. Deals reduced damage beyond 5 targets. Breath of Fire costs no energy, does low amount of damage, but if targets been splashed by Keg Smash, it does more damage and these enemies do 5% less damage to you for 12 seconds. This can be buffed and it can breathe 2 more times. Because of a talent Dragonfire Brew, it deals 100% more damage and it does 2 additional breaths, both dealing a low amount of damage. Exploding Keg deals decent damage, causing the next attack I do to do slightly more damage, and their melee attacks deal 100% reduced damage for 3 seconds, but most importantly resets cooldown on Keg Smash. Invoke Nizao, the Black Ox, on a 1.6 minute cooldown. Summons your Black Ox for 25 seconds. That attacks your main target and stomps when you Blackout Kick, damaging all nearby enemies. Here's the cool part. While Nizao is active, your goal is to do as many Blackout Kicks as possible. By doing Blackout Kick, your Ox does a stomp, doing damage to all nearby enemies. Purifying Brew clears 60% of your staggered damage. And because of this talent, it also heals you for 25% of the amount of stagger it just cleared. Brewmasters follow a priority system, with Keg Smash being your most important spell now, then Blackout Kick. With that out of the way, just know you're always trying to do combos, as explained in the talent section. Go to a training dummy and practicing the following. Open with Blackout Kick, followed by a Tiger Palm, Keg Smash, Breath of Fire. You have now successfully pressed all your abilities in the right order. You activated Blackout combo by opening with Blackout Kick. You spend that combo on more damage on your Tiger Palm. When you keep pressing these abilities, during your rotation you will start to notice on a certain point everything is on a global cooldown and you'll be checking what comes off the global cooldown first. So your goal here is to use Tiger Palm as your filler. Press Blackout Kick as soon as it comes off global cooldown and press Keg Smash when you can, followed up by a Breath of Fire. Remember, it resets Breath of Fire, so this sequence is always possible. When you can, keep this cycle going, you're on the right path. And even if you feel like you're waiting for half a global, don't worry. During a dungeon or a pack of adds, you will have plenty of options to press. Like for instance a leg sweep to stun your enemies, or one of your brews to dump some of that incoming damage. After using one of these, one of your important abilities will be ready for you. Keep doing that until your Black Ox is off cooldown and your Exploding Keg, so you can line them up for your next big pack of adds. Starting from the opener. Many of the old guides would say start with Chi Burst from a distance, just before you pull the pack. You can do so if you want. I myself never felt it was that important. And these days your Keg Smashes have a massive reach, so it's up to you if you like doing this. Different from other tanks, you don't really pop a defensive before pulling. Remember, you are taking damage first, then managing your incoming damage after. If you do need a big defensive for a massive pack, use Fortifying Brew. So next you go into a pack. Open with a Keg Smash to get that splash damage. This should already provide you with some decent aggro on all the adds. Breath of Fire. Next you're going to Blackout Kick and then Tiger Palm. Make sure all targets are in front of you. My thought process is as followed. I'm trying to use Blackout Kick followed up by a Tiger Palm for that single target damage, as it increases damage on Tiger Palm from the Blackout combo. This combined with the talents that make it do more damage, makes it pretty straightforward. Now for your Aspect of Harmony. Activate your Celestial Brew under the following 2 conditions. One when your stagger is high, and when you're tanking a big pack of mobs. Now start keeping an eye on your stagger bar and weave in Celestial Infusion, purifying brews to dump damage. Once you get this in your system, you are ready to do keys on your monk. Just remember, always be pressing something with intent. Know why you are pressing the order of your abilities and you will be rocking the Brewmaster in no time. Last note on defensive cooldowns. Use the right cooldown for the job. Brewmasters have a lot of defensives, but they're not all the same. Some cooldowns are short and flexible, others are long and very powerful. In general, the longer the cooldown, the more careful you should use it. Also, match the cooldown to the damage type. As a Brewmaster, your talents can really change how tanky you feel. Take Celestial Brew versus Celestial Infusion. They're similar, but they work differently. Celestial Brew gives you a big absorb for a short time. Great for heavy bursts. Celestial Infusion absorbs less at a time, but over a longer duration. Infusion usually feels smoother for your healers, because you're still taking some damage that can be topped off with your passive healing. So think about the kind of damage you're facing and pick the option that fits the situation. And there you have it. That's the full breakdown. Keep the cycle going and you'll maximize both your damage and survivability. It's time to wrap things up. There's honestly a lot more we could talk about with the Brewmaster Monk. This class also has a lot more going for it, so it's definitely worth a deep dive. Smash that like button and I will provide you with one. For now, we covered a lot just going over your core rotation, so we're going to end it here. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, drop a comment below and let me know. Talent build links can be found in the description below. With all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching this video. And until next time, Brink's out.